have trouble already today. Okay, so remember when you first came in, I asked you to pick up these papers. So everybody should be completing this minute 6. If you haven't done, that's okay, hang out for just a second. So today we have Kathy in our room. This is Kathy.
Hi.
Hello.
She takes care of so many things for our program. But she is also videotaping me right now. So we have a couple of new teachers that couldn't be here today to watch me start my new class. So they're going to watch me via this recording. So hi guys. Okay. Yeah. I don't know why I volunteered for this. Okay. All right, I think we have everybody in here now. So a few things. You are in a combination class. This is a Math 20-30 class, which means some of you are Math 20 and some of you are Math 30. So we're actually going to do this class mostly as a Math 30, which should not scare you at all if you're in Math 20, okay? It just means that there are a few things that I'm going to say you might not even want to listen to this right now because you may have gone as far as you need to for today, okay? And it will help you get through the program faster too. So if you are a 20, the way that you can tell is I just gave you books. If your book has an A on the top of it, right here, this means you are a level 30. Okay. If your book has a level D on the top of it, it means that you're a level 20. Okay. Now, these things are subject to change. That means this first week especially, I am really going to be watching your math skills. Okay. There is always a chance that we put you in the wrong class. Don't worry, we're not going to send you back to class. Okay. But there's always a chance that we would move you up a class. Okay, I'm also the Math 40 teacher, which is the next class up, and it's also the highest class. So you guys are the second to highest, you're almost there, and then you go through Math 40, and then we're usually ready for your GED. How many of you are going for your GED? Okay, most of you? Okay. Some people also take this class to get ready for college and get some more preparation before they enter college. So there are a few different things that you might be going for. Okay. So these are your books. You must return your books to us at the end of the block. Okay, the block is 8 weeks long. So I'm going to send around the sign-up sheet as soon as I find it again. I had it once. Good, Kathy's got it. Kathy, can you come to my class every time?
You bet.
Actually, this is my
The
Math
wrong
40
one? See, I'm no help.
Well, okay, as soon as we find that again, we'll send that around. I don't think it's in, I found it already. Today is paperwork day.
Yes, we're all
It's hard
talking.
on me too on the first day.
Yes, and we're all handling a lot of paper today, so.
Oh, good. Okay, so I'm just gonna send this around up here. Honestly, to me, if you're gonna choose between giving me your email and your phone number, I want your phone number, okay? That's how I'm really gonna contact you. How many of you check your email every day? That's
Wow.
pretty good. That's kind of unusual for my students. How many of you carry around your phone and you check your texts? Okay, that's okay. You write your email for me then. Okay. If you can squish both your email and your phone number, that would be great. Okay? Next, we are going to go through our syllabus. Does everybody have the syllabus in front of them? Cody, you need one?
No, he's got one.
Oh, you do have.
I got it for him.
Okay. Now, just a little, I gotta be honest, what I was doing yesterday, I pushed the wrong button on the copy machine, which gave me 2 sets, okay, which meant I had to staple them all together. And I had my free labor here because my children were with me. But then my daughter confessed last night that she wrote jokes for a lot of you on your syllabus. So I hope jokes are somewhat funny. I'm a little scared to read this.
What do you call a guy with a rubber toe?
What is it?
Roberto.
Goodness. See, yeah, so I am so sorry. I mean, this one says, note from Lisa's child. Ask her why she has 9 toes. 10 toes! I don't even know why she's doing this. Anyway, so just disregard whatever was written on your syllabus. Like, sabotage on the first day of school. All right. Up here at the top, under the phone number, that is my actual cell number. Do not abuse this number, okay? However, if you're going to be gone, I really would appreciate a text from you. If you don't text, feel free to call and leave a voicemail, that's fine. More than likely, when you call or when you text, I'm gonna be teaching my earlier class because it starts at 8:30 in the morning. Okay, so I'm just telling you, it's very unlikely that you're gonna actually get to talk to me that morning, okay? But go ahead and text, that way I can text you back and say, hey, this is what we're doing today, this is the homework that you need to be working on. And that way I don't worry about you, especially if it's like slick roads or something like that. Do any of you have to travel from a long distance? Sometimes I have people that travel from Shoshone or Castleford or
walk 2 miles.
okay, so I don't want to worry about you. So if you're not going to be here, make sure that you text me.
I don't text.
So you can just call
Or email.
or email. That'd be just fine. Any of those methods, totally fine. Okay? You can certainly have water and drinks in here. It's not a problem. I realize some of you are getting off work, things like that. Do what you need to do in here, so you'll be able to focus. Paper and pencil would always be a great thing to bring with you. Anytime you forget your supplies, just let me know and I'll let you borrow things from me. Next, you need to be in here at 10:30. I know that most of you are getting out of language at 10:20. Use your restroom break, do all of those things, but make sure that you are in here by 10:30. Okay, that's when we start. When you first come in, there will always be one of these minutes or something similar to this. You need to just grab one and go sit down and do it. Okay? During this time, while you're working on these, that's when I'll come around and get your homework, and we'll take care of some of those things. Okay?
When does homework start?
Today.
Jackpot!
Exactly. All right. Cell phones. Cell phones can be a big distraction in a math class. So, grown-ups, we have our phones. I can guarantee you my phone will ring sometime during the block because I'll forget to turn it off, and that's okay. I have children. Sometimes they throw up at school. Sometimes I get that text that I have to take care of also. If you need to take care of a phone call, you need to go out in the hallway to do it. I don't want to see you texting in class, checking Facebook, Instagram, taking selfies in the back row. This is what happened last year. Selfies of her doing her math, which I was glad that's what she was posting, but she wasn't doing her math at the time, so try to keep from doing that. Also, your phone is not your calculator. From this point on, you will not use your phone as your calculator. Does anybody know why?
Aww.
I know.
Can't have it at the GED.
You can't have it at the GED. The GED does allow you to use a calculator for everything but the first 5 questions. But they have one specific calculator, and that is the one that we use in this class. I have them, so I'll provide them, but I do not want to see your phone out to be used as a calculator. Oh, here is a demo right here. This is the one calculator you can use on the GED. And kind of if you look back there, right behind Kathy,
Oh, I see it.
there is a little
Box.
full of calculators. Those are for you guys to use. So just make sure you're using them,
Can we bring our own?
only if it exactly matches those. I know this is kind of harsh, but you have got to be trained in exactly the right kind of calculator to use on the GED. Okay, all right. Actually, Kathy, they're the ones in the brown.
Oh, you don't
Right
want
there.
me back in it.
Like, don't have one of
Let
those.
me get you utterly messed up here.
There we go, those are the GED calculators. Okay, now how many hours do you need to have total for this block? 60. How many of you are taking a language class also? That's great. If you're taking a language class too, that means you only need 30 from me and 30 from language. As long as you are doing all of the homework that I assign you and you're coming to class, you will easily get your 30 hours. Okay? However, if you wait till the last minute to get your homework done in here, you're not going to be pleased. Okay? The homework assignments are long. If you look at the ones I have today, if you're in the A book, you're doing pages 8 to 21. Those are not going to be due on Thursday, okay? That's a lot of work to do. These are actually due next Tuesday. Oops, this marker is brand new. Okay, so that will be due next Tuesday. So this is your very first homework. You have an entire week, thank you, to get it done. But you must complete the entire assignment to get any credit. Once you complete the assignment, you get 5 hours. If you miss one page of it, you get 0 hours. Okay? I don't actually check your assignment. I'll check and make sure that you completed it. But I want you to check your answers in the back of the book. They're all there, okay? Which brings up, could you just copy all of the answers and turn them in to me? Well, I wouldn't really know. Is it going to do you any good if you do that? No, that totally defeats the purpose of doing homework. Homework is supposed to help you review what we did in class, okay? So it's not going to help you if you just copy those answers. So your homework will be due on Tuesday. You should already have corrected it yourself. So I'll just come around and actually make sure that you did it. Remember, you must do the entire assignment or you will not get the 5 hours. Okay? So this is the A book and the D book. If you look at the second page, if you look at the joke page of your syllabus, here's a breakdown of what we do every week. So this goes 1 through 16. Now, this block is only 8 weeks long. So really, you guys only need to look at this first little bit, and you can kind of ignore the bottom part. The only thing is, you need both blocks, okay? So if at all possible, you need to plan on being with me for 16 weeks. But for right now, we'll just worry about 8 weeks. Okay, you're with me for 8 weeks. This is week 1. We're studying whole numbers. And right here, it actually has your homework. Tabe A, you'll be doing pages 8 to 21. Tabe D, you'll be doing pages 8 to 14. And now, you know when it's due. So you can just write right in there that you need to have it done by next Tuesday, which is August 27th. So this is a really important piece of paper for you guys to keep track of, okay? It'll help you with your assignments, it'll help you just keep track of when things are due. Okay, do we have any other questions? How much did it cost you to take this class?
Nothing?
Nothing. Am I teaching this class for nothing?
No.
No. Where in the world do we get that money from?
Government?
The government, that's a good answer. And do you know how the government decides to give us money?
How many students?
On you guys actually getting your 60 hours in and then post-testing for us at the end of the block. So do you know how important it is for you to fulfill your 60 hours and then to come in and test again.
Very.
It's really important, okay? That test also lets us see, are you improving? We want to see what you're doing because eventually we want to see you moving up to Math 40 and being able to go and take your GED, okay? All right, any questions about that? About homework? We'll go through the book here in just a
Can we
minute.
do extra credit?
We don't do grades, so we really don't need to do extra credit.
Well, I mean, like, say we're the 8 to 14, could we do 8 to 21 if we wanted in our book, or?
Well, if you're in the D book, you're gonna notice the whole numbers section is only pages 8 to 14.
Oh,
If you went clear to 21, it's gonna start a new section.
oh,
Sometimes the D assignments are gonna be longer than the A assignments. It's gonna just kind of depend on what section we're in,
oh,
okay? But of course, if you want to do extra parts of the book, knock yourself out. That'd be great. I'm not gonna say don't do extra math. But if you want to do extra, do whole sections. Okay, so you can get the 5 hours credit for it. Any other questions on that? Let's take a look at our books for a minute. While this is turning on, I did forget one thing, so. Who knows where I forgot them? Are my index cards back there still? Uh-oh. Lost something else. Did you guys do this in your language class? Did you have index cards
no,
with your names?
no.
Oh, here they are. They were just that great. Okay. So I'm gonna give you one of these. If you will just fold it like this, okay? So that you can put your name on one side of it, nice and big so that I can actually read it. Remember, I'm not getting any younger. Okay, yes, Dennis has one already. All right. I only need your first name, all right? And we should only need these this week, okay? But give me a chance to learn your names really quick. Dennis, you have one. Cody?
Yes?
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
So it's not a question of want.
Shucks.
I want the pink one.
I need the
Do you
pink
guys
one.
really want name tags? Okay, good, all right. Okay.
You heard me call the pink one, you could distill it for me.
No, it's actually not together.
Well, just wait a second, you have pink.
Okay, you Jose.
Okay, so quickly get that done.
Hopefully that's me.
Yes. That way I can start calling on you by your name instead of just, hey, you, answer this.
Right on me, and I swear,
Okay,
we're gonna have a problem.
let's go ahead and look, for those of you that are in the A book, it's the same thing, okay? They're just a little bit harder. So, go ahead and open up. Let's look at our table of contents. This would be just on like the second or third page. Cody. Okay. Table of contents, go ahead and open to that page. All right, so we are starting right here on page 8, the number system, whole numbers. Remember I had that written on the board, whole numbers. So, do you see how this is a whole section? Every whole section is worth 5 hours. If it takes you 10 hours to do it, you get 5 hours credit. If it takes you 1 hour to do it, you get 5 hours credit for it, okay? Usually it is going to take you a little less time than more time. But sometimes if you're really struggling through a section, it could take you a little longer. All right, so look over here at fractions. Do you see that? Oh my goodness. But on fractions, am I only going to give you 1 week to do it?
No.
No, I'm gonna give you longer to do it, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and look at, both of you are starting on page 8, so let's look at page 8. We will not be using these books in class, so we will not be doing these problems in class, because these are your homework books. You can still bring them if you want, it's not mandatory. Up here, these are explanations. So if you get home and you're like, oh great, I don't remember what she was talking about, this is where you're gonna go. Go back and look at your book and read through their explanation. Okay? And then they will always give you these practice problems. This is what your homework is. So this will be your homework on page 8. This would be your homework on page 9. Okay? And we'll just keep going clear through page 14. Okay, page 13 starts the number skills checkup. At the end of each section, there is always a checkup. And they're 2 pages long. So this one starts on page 13. And it goes through page 14. When you're done with that, this is done. Yes.
Nothing on my thing was
So you have an A book,
okay.
okay? So yours would, like, skip clear to page 20 and 21. That's gonna be your,
Not you.
checkup. If you have an A book, look at page 20 and 21.
Or D book.
Luke, does that look more like what I'm talking about? Okay. I'm so sorry, I can't show both of them at the same time, so
I was like,
it's the same idea, okay? At the bottom of each page, there will be a practice, and then at the end of the section, there will be a checkup. Just 2 pages, okay? Any questions about the book? Now, what if you still have questions? Like, I have taught the lesson, you've gone home, you've read the instructions, and you're still stuck. What else could you do to get more help?
Internet?
Thank you. The
YouTube.
internet. YouTube needs to become your friend, okay? So if you go home and we're studying adding fractions, all that you do is I go to YouTube and type in adding fractions, and up it comes, and I go ahead and watch my video. My kids at home, we do this also. I have a 14-year-old and a 15-year-old. We do math at home after school every day. In fact, this year I am homeschooling my son in math because I'm tired of it. And he's in algebra, so he's right here with you guys. We do the same thing. If he's really struggling and he didn't like how I explained it, I'm gonna turn to YouTube and let somebody else explain it so he can hear it from another perspective. Okay? Do any of you have children, husbands, wives, girlfriends, boyfriends, aunts, uncles, anybody who could help you with math? Yeah, some of you have some good resources. Some of us don't, but some of us do, okay? If you have those resources, please let them help you, okay? We also have a wonderful opportunity. Next door to this room is the tutoring center for the college. They actually let us come in and ask them questions. So if you ever want to go in and ask them to help you, you just need to let me know because we do have to have these little pink pieces of paper, okay? So if you're interested in that, let me know. They also have coffee next door. If you need to drink some of that to make it through math for another 2 hours, you can always do that, okay? Any questions on that? Okay, all right, what do you think? Did we do everything for our video?
Mm-hmm.